The 53-man roster is officially out. We'll break that down. Practice squad, and of course, our captains for the up and coming 25 season for the LA Chargers here on Chargers Syndicate. Bolt up, ladies and gents. How are we feeling here, Charger fans? It is I, Jake Silva, here on Charger Syndicate, giving you everything LA Chargers news and more. It is your first time here on the channel. I encourage you guys to like, subscribe, hit the bell button, keep you up to date on future and past Charger videos, as this video is also brought to you by greengridiron.com. They're getting your very own customizable miniature and life-size helmets of your team, your style, your way at greengridiron.com. Using promo code LACSYN, that's LACSYN, at checkout for your exclusive discount on your purchase at greengridiron.com. All righty, guys. Well, the season is almost about to be underway for the LA Chargers in 2025. So we know that the rosters have finally officially came out, and we're going to end up talking a little bit more about them. So the 53-man roster, practice squad guys, and also all of our captains that are going to be leading the charge for the Chargers here in 2025. So to start this off, we're going to be taking a look at our 53-man roster that has been posted by the LA Chargers. And so for quarterbacks, you got Justin Herbert, of course, and Trey Lance, who wins the quarterback 2 spot. I mean, I give it to Trey Lance. Looked much more comfortable, looks much more poised in the pocket, and he made a lot of really good decisions that made him earn the quarterback 2 spot. I think he looked comfortable. Jim Harbaugh trusts him, and they're definitely going to put some packages together for Trey Lance to get involved. But, of course, as usual, our quarterback 1, Justin Herbert. Running wide receivers is Ladd McConkey, Keenan Allen, Darius Davis, Trey Harris, Quentin Johnston, and Keandre Lambert-Smith. So, yep, both rookies, Trey Harris and KLS, up and on this roster. And at the same time, Quentin Johnston, sidelined for the moment, but should be able to play up and into week 1. Still a little bit of some question marks up from there, but man, it's so good to have Keenan Allen back up and on this roster for this upcoming season. Running backs, Amorian Hampton, Najee Harris, Hassan Haskins, and Scott Madlock, who will be playing the fullback and D-line. So we are going to see Najee Harris for week 1 and see the duo with him and Amorian Hampton. I'm really excited about this duo threat, in my opinion, because the backfield, this stack, is just what Jim Harbaugh likes to do. Run the football, hit the trenches, and fight for every single yard. It's just really questionable to me because Kamani Vidal is now on the practice squad, and then we end up waiving Rocket Sanders, and he signs with the Cleveland Browns. It is such a depressing moment from there because I thought, Rocket Sanders had such a great preseason that it should have earned him a roster spot. But the Chargers have different plans. I don't know as far as with Hassan Haskins, why he's still up and on this, but I trust Jim Harbaugh figuring out this entire situation and how the run game's going to go. But, of course, Scott Madlock being our fullback for a lot of our 4th down, 4th and 1, 4th and inches type of situations. O-line is going to be Joe Alt, Bradley Bozeman, Mekhi Becton, Austin Delicalis, Andre James, Zion Johnson, Trey Pipkins, and Jamari Salyer. So Austin Delicalis, he ended up getting acquired from the Houston Texans after we had just released David Sharp. So didn't end up making the cut, but Austin Delicalis had some very good sharp moments for him. There could be times where you could see him swap between Trey Pipkins and him up under the right tackle spot. Joe Alt moving to the left tackle with Rashawn Slater out for the season. I'm not entirely sure why we didn't quite address a center position, because with Bradley Bozeman, I don't really trust up that side. But hopefully he could prove us all wrong as Charger fans to where he could be able to pass protect, run protect, and do the rest. Tight ends, Tyler Conklin, Will Dissly, Tucker Fisk, and Rondé Gadsden. So Tyler Conklin leads the way. Will Dissly will definitely be put on packages for run blocks with at least our run offense. And even with Tucker Fisk, he can come in as a secondary option up from there. But at least with Rondé Gadsden, he's going to work his way up to where we can set some positions for him to be able to drive downfield. D-line and all outside linebackers. So D-line, Tier Tart, Jamari Caldwell, Justin Boygby, Deshaun Hand, Naquan Jones, Otito Igbonia. So it does just about the same, but Justin Boygby, I'm hoping that we can see a really good jump here in year 2 with him. But with Deshaun Hand and Naquan Jones, that's going to be the rotation up front from there. But Tier Tart, I'm happy to see him and up and on the everyday roster. He's going to be a guy I'm really excited and looking forward to see him every day. Khalil Mack, Bud Dupree, Kyle Kennard, Caleb Murphy, and Tuli Pelotu. So Caleb Murphy makes the roster. I'm really happy about that. He had such a good preseason. Really showed a lot of his stuff as to why he deserves to be up and on the roster spot. Kyle Kennard, like I said, young rookie South Carolina edge rusher. He's going to learn a lot from Khalil. And so to me, I do think with Tuli and with Bud Dupree, it's going to be quite a rotation. So I'm really excited about how our edge rushing room is going to look like this year. Inside linebackers, Diane Henley, Troy Dye, Denzel Perriman, and Marlo Wax. Man, give it up for Marlo Wax making up this roster because this guy had such a great preseason. I saw really good flashes up from him getting pressures, also covering. This is definitely a guy that really, I hope, will have a very good season. And with him and Diane Henley, a couple rotation guys, they're going to induce a lot of pressures, but they also want to cover up that midfield that a lot of these tight ends, most of these offenses are going to try to utilize a whole lot. Safeties, Derwin James, Alohi Gilman, RJ Mickens, Elijah Molden, and Kendall Williamson. Yep, Kendall Williamson makes the roster. RJ Mickens had a very good preseason, and for him to deserve the roster spot, really, really good. Tarheeb Still, Cam Hart, Dante Jackson, Nico Reed, Eric Rogers, Benjamin St. Juste, and Jasir Taylor. Eric Rogers and Nico Reed were by far my favorites because, like Tarheeb Still, Eric Rogers can definitely be a ball hawk and somebody that could really contest and go up against some of these opposing receivers. So I'm really happy he made up this roster, and same with Nico Reed because he'll be another secondary option up and out in the backfield to where he could spot. He can end up being an improviser and somebody that could really get to the ball whenever the ball is up and into the air. Because, I mean, like I said, Jasir Taylor, he had a rough preseason, so I'm not sure what he'll look like this year. But hopefully we could see at least a turnaround for the 2025 season. And, of course, our special teamers, Cameron Dicker and J.K. Scott. So another year with Cameron Dicker as the kicker. Now to our captains. On offense, Justin Herbert, Joe Alt, Bradley Bozeman, and Keenan Allen will be the alternate captains on offense. Super happy about this one. And then on the defense, Khalil Mack, Derwin James, Diane Henley, and Denzel Perryman will be the alternate captain as well. So really good leadership from these guys, making the captain's rosters. Keenan Allen coming in as another alternate captain and somebody that can really help with the wide receiver room. I'm happy about that. And Denzel Perryman, another one for the linebacking spot with between him and Diane Henley. So I'm excited for both these guys. So, but those are your captains for the up and coming season. And of course, our practice squads, the guys who were able to make it. And we shall see exactly with where they'll place up depending on roster health, anybody that, comes in and out of this roster. So our guys that we ended up having on our practice squad, Carson Barnhart, Tara Edwards, Harrison Hand, Jaquay Jackson, Tony Jefferson, Amani Johnson, Josh Koldenberger, Rick Lovato, Naeem Miller-Hines, Miles Purchase, Garmin Randolph, Jalen Rager, David Sharp, Branson Taylor, DJ Ugalele, Kamani Vidal, and Thomas Yasmin. So to me, like I said, the only one that was depressing was Rocket Sanders. I thought he had a great preseason. He was running the football well, really attacked a bunch of spots. But with Tony Jefferson up on the practice squad, we still have another veteran move there. Miles Purchase, I'm happy that he still is at least on this team because in case if something were to happen up in the corner room, Miles Purchase had another really good preseason, even up to the Hall of Fame game. So I'm glad that he's still on the roster. Branson Taylor and David Sharp, they're really going to end up fighting for the O-line spots depending on who will go in there. And same with Carson Barnhart. So I think this is a well enough roster, but there should have been a couple of changes I would have personally have preferred myself. But I think this is much more of a competent roster, so I can't be mad at this. That is your roster for the up-and-coming 25 season, guys, as we get ready for Friday night's game in Brazil against the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 1. That's going to do it here for me on Charger Syndicate, giving you everything LA Chargers news and more. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button. We'll see you guys up on Friday night in Week 1 against the Kansas City Chiefs. And always remember, like usual, all season long, to bolt the fuck up.